Welcome back. In my first video, I did a walkthrough of my backyard 800-watt solar panel system. That setup is based on a solar generator from Bluetti, the AC300 and B300 battery pack. As I've been using the system over the last 6 months, I realized that I might have purchased an inverter that was oversized for my day-to-day needs. And because of that, I wasn't getting the optimal runtime out of the solar power that was being produced from my panels. In the event of a grid power outage, I want my solar backup system to be able to run my refrigerator and some other small items like a cable modem. While the refrigerator's peak draw is just over 300 watts, it averages about 55 watts per hour. You probably already figured out that I don't need the 3,000 watt output potential of the AC300's inverter. What you may not realize is that larger inverters often have large standby power consumption. In the case of this unit, we can estimate about 30 to 40 watts just to keep the AC output turned on. So in reality, to run my 55 watt refrigerator load, I need to use up about 85 to 95 watts each hour. With that in mind, I wanted to see if there was a more optimal setup for my needs, and I tested some different Bluetti combinations. This included my current system, the AC300 plus B300, an AC200L, and an AC200L plus the B300 battery. If you aren't familiar with these units, the AC300 is a standalone solar generator with a 3,000 watt inverter and connects to up to 4 B300 batteries. The B300 battery capacity is 3 kilowatt hours. AC300 can also take up to 2,400 watts of solar panels. The AC200L is an all-in-one solar generator with a 2,000 watt inverter and 2 kilowatt hour battery pack built in. It can take up to 1,200 watts of solar panels. The AC200L can also be expanded with external batteries. It can connect up to 2 B300 units. I tested it with one additional battery for a total of 5 kilowatt hours of capacity. Now let's take a look at how I tested the runtime of each setup. Before I get started, I want to put the disclaimer out there that this is based on my test methods and your results may vary. To simulate my refrigerator and still keep the results as consistent as possible, I used a 60 watt light bulb as my test load. As you can see here, it draws just about 58 watts. I charged each of the solar generators to 100% and used a watt meter to capture the output. And then I switched on the light bulb. I ran the units until they shut off and recorded both the hours of runtime and total power output. Here's the results. The AC300 and B300 battery was able to run for almost 32 hours. The AC200L on its own was able to run for about 28 hours. The AC200L and B300 combination was able to run for 63 hours. If you have enough solar panels to fully charge the system every day, this AC200L and B300 combo is the clear winner. However, what if you only have a 350 watt portable solar panel to use in an emergency? How many additional hours can that run my refrigerator? To get to the answer, we're going to need to do a little bit of math. First, we need to determine how efficient each of the 3 solar generator combos is at running our refrigerator. We're also going to need to figure out how much power we can get on average every day out of that 350 watt solar panel. To calculate the efficiency for each of the 3 solar generators, we need to start off with the battery size. And more importantly, we need to know how many available watt hours are in each battery. As you may be aware, solar generators don't exactly run down to zero. They keep a little bit of power in reserve so the unit isn't fully depleted when it shuts off. So we can calculate an efficiency score that you see here on the screen by taking the watt hours that we output during our test and dividing them by the available watt hours in each battery pack. So in this case, 1840 divided by 2765 gives us 67%. Based on these efficiency scores, you can see that the AC200L comes out on top at 83%, with the 200L with the extra battery pack coming in second at 78%. Moving on now to how much average output we're going to get from the 350 watt portable panel. To get this number, I went to the PV Watts website and I entered in the size of the solar panel and my location. And it gave me an estimate for the kilowatt hours per year that this panel can generate. I divided that estimate by 365, and that gave me an average daily solar output of 1,300 watt hours. Now, this number is absolutely going to vary day to day and can certainly be different for you based on your location, how much sunshine you get, where you are in the country, etc. But let's use 1,300 watt hours for our calculations. We'll start off with the efficiency score that we calculated earlier. We'll add in the 1,300 watts of average output from the solar panel, and we'll multiply these two numbers together. And that'll give us an estimate of the watt-hour output we'll see from each of the 3 solar generator combos plus that 350 watt solar panel in a given day. If we take that estimate of the watt-hour output and we divide it by the 58 watts that we're averaging on our refrigerator, we can get an estimated runtime for each of the 3 combos. In this case, 14.9 hours for the AC300, 18.5 hours for the AC200L, and 17.4 hours for the AC200L with the extra battery pack. The AC200L does come out on top, but that's because it is the most efficient unit running this 58 watt load. So what can we do with this information? If someone came to me and said they wanted to get started with a solar backup system for their home, and they mainly wanted to use small portable panels in the beginning, then I'd likely recommend to them something like the AC200L. From our tests, it was very efficient in running small loads, and if that person wanted to expand their system in the future, they could add additional battery packs to it. So where does that leave the AC300? This unit is definitely suited for larger situations. It can take up to 4 B300 batteries for 12 kilowatt hours of storage, and you can connect up to 2,400 watts of solar panels to it. Remember, I only have 800 watts of solar panels in my system, and I'm really only running my refrigerator and a few other small items. With that in mind, I'm going to switch over to the AC200 for now, along with the 1 extra battery pack. If I expand my solar array in the future, I'm looking forward to taking advantage of the extra capability of the AC300. I hope this video was helpful for you in determining which solar generator may be best for your unique situation. Also, if you've done similar tests, I'd love to hear about them. Please let me know in the comments and share some of your results. Well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.